at the end of the video, posting the Infowars.com as the screen or whatever that was, and then like I said, you had that film almost as soon as We Are Change, was around for a year or two, bam, they have a movie coming up produced by Alex Jones. I don't know, you don't see too many grassroots activist organizations, whether they're representing things like 9/11 Truth or not,
Right. Hey, Derek, we're about to get cut off. I'll bring you back up on the other side. We'll finish up in the few minutes that we have. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us. Giving us some very interesting information on We Are Change and this particular individual who is a member of We Are Change that is an admitted Freemason. And just to make sure that everybody understands what we're getting at, I mean, look, if you take a look at some of the comments that this guy has posted on his Facebook page, we're not talking about a porch mason here. We're talking about somebody who is well aware of some of the hidden mysteries of Freemasonry. So it's very likely that he is a higher degree Freemason. Now, granted, that's speculation on my part, but if you take a look at his comments, I mean, this is not low-level masonry stuff. I mean, this is higher-level stuff that we're talking about. But, Derek, just want to give you a few minutes to finish up since we got cut off by the break, and then we're going to take some phone calls. But please finish up your thoughts on this whole thing, and if there's anything else you want to throw out to the audience, feel free to do so.
Okay. Well, that was, that's pretty much the majority of it. I want people to go look into this stuff. I know there were some people in the chat room talking about, well, I can't see the photos. You need to, be logged into Facebook to see them, yada, yada, yada. But Lee said, he's going to be, I sent him the photos. He will be posting them up on the website, writing an article about it, providing all that information. So if you're skeptical, by all means, be skeptical. I mean, if anything, I encourage that. But all I'm asking you to do is either create a dummy account and go look at this guy's information on his Facebook yourself for 20 minutes and then never use it again, or go to, roadgovernment.com sometime tomorrow, check out the website. Lee will have an article about this stuff up there with pictures, and you'll be able to verify all of it for yourself. I mean, I don't, I wish I could be doing other things with my time about was mixed martial arts and football. That would be fine with me, but unfortunately I have to do all this other crap because I know there's a lot more than that going on in the world. And if I was a shill, I'd be calling Jason Burmis. I'd be calling into Alex Jones, but I'm not. I'm calling into a show who is one man who has been largely criticized and ostracized for various viewpoints that he has because he's willing to talk about certain things, and that's why I came here, because he's willing to talk about certain things. And I know we're catching a lot of flack, and, well, I shouldn't say a lot. We're catching a decent amount of flack in the chat room. And, if you're skeptical, be skeptical, but at least look at the information. I mean, if you're going to call yourself a truther or a patriot or, anything of the like, then you should be willing to take 20 minutes out of your day to look at it. And if you find it to be BS, then please, by all means, call into the show and tell us why you think it's BS. But, don't call in just talking nonsense or being rude or whatever. Come with information, because that's what I've provided you with. Whether you're willing to look at it or not is information. That's all it's about. Look at it, make your own decision. From these pictures and from the video that I've showed you people, he is an admitted Freemason. He's got a hat. He flips it upside down in the video. You see the double phoenix, the double-headed phoenix with the 32-degree stamp or whatever underneath it on the bottom of his hat. You see he's got a Shriner's hat that he's not allowed to wear yet. Does that tell you anything? He talks about in the video that as a Shriner, you cannot be a Shriner until you complete the first 32 of the Scottish Rite or the complete 13 degrees of the York Rite. And he talks about how he's not a Shriner yet. But he's got a fez sitting on his mantle. So he's either a Shriner and he's not telling the truth, or, he has a fez, but he doesn't wear it out of the respect of not being one yet. And I say yet because listen to the tone of his voice when he says that he's not a Shriner. And that's, my backup on that. But the real proof is in these photographs. I mean, just go to realgovernment.com, look at the images, or get in the chat room and create a Facebook account and look at, I encourage everybody to create a dummy Facebook account and go in there and look at all this information themselves. Because things that are talked about on the comments of these photos by him, and it's not every photo, but it's plenty of them, believe me, and he says things that are indicative of being a high-level Mason. He doesn't sound like he's a portion talking about. Not at all does he sound like that. He sounds like he's someone who knows the drill. So if you're doubting the information, go ahead and doubt it. Just be willing to look into it, and that's all we've ever asked of you guys.
Absolutely. Check it out for yourself. I know there's people who are saying, oh, well, where's the links? Well, we already posted the links. I mean, do we have to post the links every couple of minutes to keep you happy? I mean, come on, all right? I mean, scroll back and look back into history, and you can take a look at the links. And, again, I will be posting an article on all of this. So, just check out roadgovernment.com sometime tomorrow, and everything will be up there, guaranteed.
As far as the links go, too, Lee, in the chat room, I don't know if you can go back, you know what I mean, past a certain point in the chat room and look at previous conversation. I don't know if there's a way to do that. If there is, you might want to let people know how they can go back, because I know some of them were posted, almost an hour ago or an hour ago. So, if there's a way to go back, let them know. I couldn't find it myself, so I know you can only scroll up to a certain point. But, yeah, the links have all been posted. I posted them as we went through it. I mean, as we were talking about this stuff, I literally posted them within, half a minute or so before or after of the individual subject matter that we were talking about. I went through it as we were doing the show. So they're all in there. Yes, they were all posted, and actually, Lee, you have my email. If you, I don't know if you have any way to save the chat, but if you have the entire chat history, if you could just save the entire history of the whole show up through midnight and then copy that and send it to me, I would appreciate that. My own interest to look over what people were saying and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you can do that or not, but if you can, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way to get a log of all the chat conversation that has been conducted. I'm not sure if we can do that or not. But in terms of going back in the chat history, what you have to do is, let me see here. If you scroll all the way up on the chat, there's a link that says Previous 35, and you click on that, and you can keep clicking Previous 35. It'll take you back to go through the history. I don't know how far back it goes. There might be some sort of limit that it keeps, but you can go back over the past couple of hours and take a look at what people have been saying. But that's how you scroll back. But anyway, we will be posting everything on roadgovernment.com tomorrow. I'll be having an article on this. So there you go. But Derek, thanks for sharing this with the audience. I'm going to take some other phone calls after the break, but we've got about a minute left in the segment. Is there anything else you want to conclude with real quick?
Just a gigantic thank you again to you and to everybody else who hopped in the chat room and who's listening right now. And I would just ask the people listening that once this information's out there on Road Government, or if you got the links from the chat room, please send it to anybody who's going to care. Send it to anybody who's skeptical of We Are Change, or even people who love We Are Change that you might know. Whatever. Send it to anybody who wants the real truth, who might kind of give a crap about it. I definitely encourage that, and just keep doing research on your own. But I just want to say thanks for having me on, and thanks for willing to be informative. Thanks for your will to be informative on topics like this that so many other people aren't.
Well, that's not a problem. That's what I'm trying to do here. We have to be open-minded about a lot of this information. But hey, Derek, thanks for the phone call. I appreciate